Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to DRF.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Friday, June the 19th. It's race number 9 at Belmont Park. Stakes action. Let's take a look at the field for the $80,000 Surcat Stakes. 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the inner turf. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race, and no surprise, the number 2 Jack and Noah expected to show good early speed. It'll be interesting to see if the 8-so streak can keep pace with that horse early.
Yeah, that will be interesting. I guess it could, in some ways, be the key to the race, because if Jack and Noah, he's pretty fast. If he gets loose, I guess that's to his advantage. But listen, there are other fast horses in here.
Horse cutting back in distance that would appreciate a little bit of hitting up front's the number 1, Maxwell Esquire, a New York bred. Let's go back to Maxwell Esquire's seasonal debut 12 days ago. He's the number 2 in this race, down towards the inside. He's going to finish 3rd. It was a race, Mike, where there really wasn't a lot of pace on, and you could see he's in behind horses a bit in the stretch. Turning back in distance, he's going to have to perhaps overcome a moderate pace and some fast horses.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good, this horse. I think it's a little interesting that they're cutting him back here on pretty short west. 12 days ago, that race was right there. We got, overrun by a really impressive winner in that spot. I like Maxwell Esquire. I think he's a pretty good horse. I won't be surprised when he runs well in here. I do think it's a pretty tough spot for him, though. There are some quality turf sprinters in here.
The last time the number 2, Jack and Noah, competed in New York, he beat 3 of these common foes in the Atlantic Beach Stakes, going 3/4 of a mile at Aqueduct. They tried 2 turns down at Sam Houston. He's not going to be that kind of horse. And he was a very game second last time out at Churchill Downs in his first start off a 4.5-month layoff. He was able to get clear early by utilizing his speed, and he was just run down in the stretch by Chimney Rock, who's going to face him once again here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he ran well last time, Dan. He did, in a lot of ways, sort of have the run of the race there, sort of loose on the lead. He still had a lot of horse left when they came to the top of the stretch, and Chimney Rock challenged him, and he was very game. He came out second best. He ran well. I like him as a turf sprinter. I respect his speed. I do think, however, it's going to be even harder, in my opinion, for him to beat Chimney Rock this time.
Old Chestnut's the number 3, and this horse has a fascinating pedigree for a horse that's campaigning as a turf sprinter. He's by Speightstown out of Breeders' Cup Distaff winner Pool Land. I think this horse is a little bit dirtied up, Mike. 3 back in the Atlantic Beach. The last time he was sprinting on the turf, he didn't break very well. He was last on the rail on the turn, and I don't think he really ever got clear inside until very late. They tried to stretch him out in the Central Park, and maybe it was the yielding ground, maybe it was the distance. Dirt last time out. I think if he gets some pace, maybe this horse can get a piece of this at a nice price.
Yeah, I kind of looked at him the same way. I mean, ultimately, I didn't put him in there anywhere, Dan, but I hear what you're saying about him maybe being dirtied up. The Atlantic Beach, he really did never come clear. I thought it was hard to tell, what he was actually going to do in there if he did get clear, but he didn't. His speed has sort of gone. His first 2 career wins, both right on the lead. He doesn't have that speed anymore. That worries me about him a little bit, but he's going to be a price in here. And if you like him, you should bet him.
The number 4, Guildsman, was Group 2 placed as a 2-year-old overseas. He has had 2 starts in North America. I think he's had trouble both times. Now, you can make the argument that he is the cause of his own trouble because he's a typical European slow-breaking horse, and going short on the turf, you put yourself way behind the 8-ball when you break poorly. But not only did he break bad last time out at Churchill Downs, he was steadied behind a dull horse while down towards the inside, and he was running at the end of that race against Chimney Rock and Jack and Noah. I like him getting out to 6. It's all about whether he'll break. It's all about what kind of trip he'll get and whether he'll get some pace. But I think this horse has something.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. We'll see what happens with him. He's obviously talented. He needs the right trip in this race. We'll see if he gets it this time. I do think he's run pretty well in both of his starts since he got over here back in March. We'll see what kind of price he is, Dan. I think this is a really good field, and he's not the kind of horse where if everybody's sort of going to get on him now because he's had some trouble in his races, I don't think I would want him at any kind of a shorter price.
Turned aside earned some nice Beyer speed figures as a 2-year-old for Linda Rice, culminating with an 80 number in the race we're going to see on November the 27th. Now winners of one other than. Really like the way he put this field to bed. He's on the outside. He's on cruise control under Jose Lezcano. And once Jose asks the question, he blows by this aye, sir, and has plenty left to turn back Maxwell Esquire. This was over yielding ground, but he's also good on firm. And I just think a good trip is coming. I think it's likely he's going to sit third or fourth early.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of this horse. And in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like he could be the key to this race, Dan, because I think he has a lot of talent and he's got really good tactical speed as well. He was getting better with every race last year for Linda Rice. This is a tough spot off the layoff. But I think if he comes back running, this is a field he can beat. I think he's very dangerous in here.
The 6, Mr. Short and Simple, entered main track only. We'll move on to the 7, Chimney Rock, and all of his turf sprints are good. He was second in the Breeders' Cup turf sprint last year, a juvenile turf sprint. Beautiful ride from Jose Ortiz that day. Last time out at Churchill Downs, that was a big move forward from a Beyer speed figure standpoint. Jack and Noah blasted out to the front. Chimney Rock stayed within range, attacked him on the turn, and was very game to beat him. And isn't a similar situation likely from a trip standpoint? Chimney Rock in the outside, in the clear, chasing Jack and Noah and So Street?
Yeah, I mean, I think that really is his advantage. He's got a great post on the outside with tactical speed. Listen, I just think he's a good horse, Dan. He ran well to me in every one of his turf sprints last year as a 2-year-old. I know that he settled for second best 3 straight times in stakes races, but I thought he ran really well in all of those races. Loved his win off the layoff last time. I just think he's way the horse to beat here.
So Street, the number 8, completes this field. This is a stakes winner at Laurel Park, sprinting on the turf. They tried Jackanoa in the Atlantic Beach, and they made a concerted effort, I thought, to rate the source off of Jackanoa. And while he ran okay, I think he's probably better when he's on the lead or at least allowed to strut his stuff early. I think they're going to send him after Jackanoa and say, listen, let the fastest horse survive.
Maybe they will do that. I don't know if he's fast enough to outrun Jack and Noah to the lead. If he is, I guess that gives him some kind of chance in here, Dan. He's just found a really tough spot for his 3-year-old debut.
Yes, not a tough spot off of a little bit of a layoff, stepping up in class and facing a talented pace rival in Jack and Noah. Let's take a look at our top selections for this year's edition of the Surcat. Maybe I'm falling into a trap. Gildsman with his trouble in his last 2 races. I just think he's shown some ability in both starts. He's shown a little bit of class overseas, and I think there will be some pace for him to run at. We have the same super in here, Mike. I'm going 4-7-2-5, and you think Chimney Rock can do it again for Baker?
Yeah, I'm just going to take him. I know he's the favorite in here, Dan. I just think he's found himself in the right spot here. I really thought about putting Turned Aside on top. I won't be surprised down the line when Turned Aside turns out to be the best of these horses, Dan. I'll give him one off the layup, but they're my main 2, 7 and 5.
7-5 for Mike, 4-7-2-5 for me. Remember, Belmont Stakes Week, a great opportunity to join DRF Bets. New members get to double your first deposit using the promo code DOUBLE when you sign up and get up to a $250 bonus. So, for example, if your initial deposit is $250, you can bet with $500. Learn more, drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for the feature race at Belmont. The Surcat Stakes on Friday, 5:36 Eastern. Good luck.